back. All in sports, ladies edition, part 3. Ladies, y'all getting tired? I'm enjoying this.
Oh, no, bring it on.
Yeah, so I heard a podcast. Dean Marie made me think about this podcast. This guy I follow. Well, I don't follow, I listen to him. Some of the questions I would say 90% of the questions I don't agree with, but this 10 sometimes there's 10 questions I'm like, yeah, hit that on head for a youngin'. So the question is to the ladies are, you said there are a lot of ladies breaking through the industry, right? They're standing on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Will women ever stand on their own? This is a man's world. Regardless what you do, men make this world. Women are supposed to follow.
No, I think we have a better chance and more opportunities than we've had in the past. Definitely, it is a man's world.
What opportunity have y'all had? You think that you could do better than a man? Because everything in this world man created.
Mothering.
Is that so? They say okay, so the statistics say, this is not me, a single mother household raising a young man, is going to end up either dead, crime, or gay. It's dead.
Okay. Well, I am a single mother of 2 boys.
You're probably the exception.
I'm part of the exception. However, I'm a single mother of 2 boys.
What was your question?
Was the father in their life at all?
Father was in the life. Yes.
That don't count. Then. You don't count.
Hold on. For a short time. For a short time, I predominantly raised my children for 90% of their life. Okay. Their father was in their relationship and in their life when they were kids, like 6 years old. He left when my youngest was 6 years old. My oldest wasn't even he was a preteen. I think it was 9. He exited, and that was my husband, actually. And so my children today are 28 and 23. So he missed all of their life, majority of their life, all their milestones. And I am proud to say, as a single mother, both of my boys, they played sports. They had a good life, even, in the absence of their father. However, my youngest son will be graduating college. So I will have 2 college graduates. I am not a grandma. I am not a grandma. They are not gay. They actually, and I don't bash their dad for not being there, because the example had already been set for them as they went on through life. They saw for themselves. But I just tried to do the best that I could as a mother. Now, could I teach them the things that their father could give them? Absolutely not. However, they had coaches heavily in their life, like their coaches were like their main mentors, and the placeholders and bookmarks in their life to help offset the things that I couldn't as a woman. However, but I did help mend my boys to the point where they could stand on their own as men. I did not want to raise mama boys. I did not want to raise my boys to be dependent on a woman. But, try to at least steer them in a way where they can be good fathers, where they can be good husbands to a woman one day, or continue to be single as they are. I told them, listen, you guys are in your 20s, enjoy it. Live your life, enjoy it. So, and I know there's, as far as the percentage wise and in statistics, we are a small majority of the population that falls in that category, but we are out there. And women are getting opportunities that we never would have had before, such as being CEOs. We have now female referees in the NFL. Yeah. We have female coaches that are now in the NFL. We have female commentators now. We didn't have that before. So
now you gave me another question to ask both of you.
Okay.
You go around and say, I don't need a man.
Oh, I've never said that.
It's our race predominantly that says, I don't need a man. But why do we say that?
I'm going to say that those who say it are probably saying it because every time they're in a relationship, they're disappointed and they feel like maybe, I don't know if I can say this or not, the thing that they could use a man for, they end up self-pleasuring themselves because they're able to hold everything else down. So that's probably why they say that. But me personally, I have never had those words come out of my mouth because I do need a man. I don't want to be a woman trying to do things that I biblically expect my husband to do or want my husband to do. You know, I don't want to be out there working on a car. I don't want to be out there changing a tire. I don't want to be stressing about, oh, you know, I got to get a new roof on the house, all of these things. I welcome a man. You know that. I welcome a man. That's something I think it's and I'll probably get bashed for this. I think that's an ignorant statement to make. Just like a man saying, I don't need a woman. God didn't create man to be alone. He created the woman from his rib to be a helpmate. And so if God could see that man is not supposed to be alone.
That's another question I've been hearing a lot on podcasts.
Then
are women helpmates? Is the black woman a good helpmate to a black man? And that is, hold on. And is that the reason why black men with money run to the white women?
Okay, let me.
I sound like you, Leah, don't I?
The thing with this is, and I'm sure DeMarie would agree with me, when it comes to the black woman and being a helpmate, we're looked upon as the angry black woman or a gold digger. When it comes to white women or women of other ethnicities, they're not called what we are called. And the stigma behind that.
Why is that? You know what they're called?
They're more submissive.
Definitely more submissive.
This is the only one.
And their men are taught to be men and not to be. They know what their roles are as men, and those women know what their roles are as women.
Dr. Umar is one of the very few times I ever agree with Dr. Umar. I really don't care for the man. I mean, it's one of the few times. But he said the reason white women are getting the men with the athletes, they catch them at a low point where
build them.
They're starting to build, and they help them build. Where the black woman was like, I want you to already have that big house, that money and all that. No, I'm going to take you right here, and I'm going to walk with you with these steps and make sure you still got that good credit and all that other stuff. We're going to take this together. Where the black woman wants you already have that, and that's why it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. But that's
unlike when it's the opposite. A black man will take a chick working at CVS,
McDonald's,
mm-hmm. and build her, and then she'll walk out his life. But a black woman won't do that for a black man. Why is that?
I think that's a stigma. I think that is wrong. You can't say that all black women fit in that category because we don't. And it's just like women can say all men are dogs. I don't believe all men are dogs. So when you have these stigmas or these stereotypes, you classify a whole group, and it shouldn't be that way, but it is. And that thinking, that mindset, you automatically set the relationship up for failure when you look at the person like, yeah, she probably gonna this, or yeah, he's probably gonna that. When you have to be open. Are you willing, or what are you in the relationship for? Are you willing to help this person build wherever they are? Or are you just in it for material things? Because those material things are not going to last. If he or she loses their job, how are you going to step in and help? You know, I look at all of those things, and I'm sure DeMarie does too. I've been running my mouth. I want her to say something too.
I do
agree. Hold that thought. Leah, take some commercial break.
I'm enjoying this. When we come back, we're going to chop it up some more. We're going to hear what DeMarie has to say about the situation. All of that and more. I know it's called All in Sports, but hey, cross that line now, y'all. It's getting juicy. We'll be right back, y'all.
What's wrong? It looks like you got something on your mind.
Man, I got a wedding, graduation, and cookout this month. I need a quality production team.
Call my guy.
Clip Productions Entertainment Group now. A wedding, a graduation, and a cookout this month. I got you, man. You have a great day. Boss man, I got a wedding, a graduation, and a cookout this month. I need some kind of venue to hang out for me.
I got 3 different venues we can look at, and I can also call Anthony to do the graphic work.
Let's check with the client and see if we can do a website to do their RSVPs for the cookout and the graduation.
And I'll get with Michelle to get the promotional team and the production team ready.
And I can get with Sue to get the bands, the rappers, and the comedians.
What about we put them on until the Smoke Clears television show, and we can get them on a radio lineup for If the Smoke Clears.
And then I can light up a cigar.
Not just yet. Let's get the DJs, photographers, and videographers. Now you can light up.
Let me get it.
Skip, you have a phone call from the CEO of XO7 Entertainment.
Yeah, buddy, welcome back to All In Juicy. All In Sports.
Right.
Steve Marie and Sharon and the Big Dog, man. We are, well, I said we chopping it up. We are chopping it up. I'm just gonna sit back, relax, and y'all finish the conversation. Big Dog, where were we at? You was asking the lady
You
what?
about to go in on me. Go ahead.
I want to chime in and say with today's generation, and it's not all women, okay? It is not all women, but I will say the vast majority, it's about status for women. Mm-hmm. Money, size of the penis, because with a man, like you said, a man would take a woman working at McDonald's, mm-hmm. and men don't go around and saying, well, they don't dictate whether they will have, sex with her based off of the size of her vagina. But a woman will judge a man based off of his size. A woman will base a man based off of his pockets and what he can do for her.
Do you think, I want you to chime on that because you gave me another question. So do you think that's the reason why a lot of our women are single? They miss out because of the size?
They miss out. Yes, a lot, because I like when Neo said, I'm a movement by myself, mm-hmm. but I'm a force when we're together. Yeah. And I thoroughly stand by that, because I could move by myself, but when we're together, we're a force. And so, like, even for myself, I want a lifetime partner. Yes, I want a lifetime partner.
I got not the question I was getting ready to go to about that partner thing, but there's another question now. I'm going to bring in the WNBA.
Okay.
WNBA.
Let me ask, I want to ask you a question before you go there.
Go ahead. You already know where I'm going with it, don't you?
No, y'all saying that y'all are willing to build, and
absolutely.
You're not gonna. So you meet a man. Y'all chopping it up, seem all right, and he comes out, well, I'm not working right now. I haven't worked in a year or so. You still gonna talk to that man?
Been there.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him why. Why aren't you working? Do you have a disability?
But what if he shows no interest of working like anytime soon?
Then I have to move on, because if I'm working, and in most cases working 2 and 3 jobs, then you got to have at least one. Now, I'm not saying it has to be some corporation. We've mentioned McDonald's a few minutes ago. It's an honest living. You got to work. I'm working.
So I think too, also we have to say, what is actually the contribution in the relationship? Is it always finances? Or could his contribution be that I'm at home, when my partner comes home, the house is clean, I cook food? Does that count too? Yes. Because I think sometimes with women, it's always financial. It's always financial. Always.
That's
if he
fair.
can't
Yeah.
provide, if he can't be a provider, but what actually is a provider? Is a provider underlined by financial being, or is a provider? Why can't the roles be reversed? Why can't and I'm not saying that this has to be the staple.
Mhm.
However, I'll take my case, and for example, you know, in my previous relationship, I was working, and my partner at the time was at home watching the kids, so we didn't have a daycare bill. You know, when I came home, food was done, you know, dinner was on the table, clothes was washed, and things like that. So do we diminish a man and his manhood because he's the homemaker versus the woman being the provider?
No.
What actually is a provider in today's home? I mean, in today's society, just because he contributes in other ways, does that make him less of a man?
Nope.
Does that make him less qualified because he's not interested in working right now? What if he can't find a decent job right now? Would you still accept him because he's going to work at McDonald's? And, you know, I hate to keep using McDonald's, but to set the example, but what if he's a provider in other ways? What if he provides love? What if he provides being monogamous to you? What if he provides respect to you? What about that? Do those things not count?
Yes,
Or
they
is it
do.
just about what he can contribute and what can he financially provide for you? And most women, or men and women, I mean, it's not just women.
Right.
Women are the vast majority because women staple things off of status. What type of car he drives. I mean, I have some friends that will not date a man unless he's at least making six figures, gotta drive a luxury car, gotta have a nice
I'm
home.
glad you just said that, because you know, I have friends that won't, if they make the six figures, they probably make mid six figures. They do not look at women on their part. Then, you know, women got this thing, you gotta be a certain height, gotta be a certain doing
Yep,
this,
certain height, yep.
But when you go to that category and miss that man, your act has to be like untouchable. Like you almost got to come in like a rare diamond. So
Right.
this is the question I was going to ask you before. The stud thing. Why do women turn to the studs? And they got the dude. They want. I don't understand. You got a dude, but you go to a stud. It look like a dude. What's up with that? I know there's an emotional thing there, connection there, but why? You got somebody that wants to imitate a dude. Why is that?
That I can't answer.
I was about to say I can't either. 'Cause
I can't
that's not
honestly
me.
answer that, but the only thing I can take a really good guess at is because those type of women have experienced the things that they feel men lack for a woman, so they want to be that.
So they want plastic.
Copy and paste it.
The most important thing for me, even though you just stepped off of the stud part, is respect and how you treat me, how you talk to me. I don't care what you drive, as long as you got a car. Get to point A to point B. I don't care what kind of house you live in. Those things aren't important because, number one, I have those things already myself. So I'm not looking to you to have, you know, something. I have it. Some women look in relationships, want men to have all of these things that they have, don't have, or that they can't contribute to. And that's not me either.
So, Shannon,
it's not about the material things. It's
That's
about
good.
how
Give me
the
another
person
question.
treats you.
You give me another question. So
Okay.
there are men called the 7%. Have you ever heard of that? A 7% man, where that means he has everything in line. Like I got
Okay.
the food, I got the cars, I got the house. I don't have that significant other. When you do,
Okay.
like I asked earlier, when you do see that man, can you deal with that? Because he's going to be expecting a lot from you, just like he's basically the woman. Like how y'all look for the same thing. Now he's that woman, that man looking for that same square, that same box y'all look for. And then when you bring it up and you don't have, you can't get mad, right?
No. But I learned a long time ago, and my experiences obviously are different from Dee Marie's. You might have this checklist of what you want. That checklist means absolutely nothing because he could have the 7%. He could have everything. But if he talks to you like you're trash, or if he doesn't take you anywhere, or if you know anything negative, what's the point of having all of those other things? They don't matter. It's how they make you feel in public as well as behind closed doors. You can't be one way in public and another way behind closed doors.
And the most important,
and it's all about the heart. It's not about the material thing.
I got one more question and I'm done. And Lee Ice, you can do whatever you eat for or whatever. Who is the better cook in the kitchen? That's in discussion.
It depends.
No,
it could be a man, it could be a woman.
Who can
look? He might specialize in casseroles. I might specialize in desserts. Come in the kitchen together.
Who cook better in the kitchen? No.
Who's the cleanest in the kitchen? Probably the female.
I'm hungry.
If you could cook, I can clean. If you can clean, then I'll cook.
That's what I'm saying. Come in the kitchen
but that's
together.
the partnership. But that's
Why are you not a good cleaner? But you can't cook either. What's the problem? There's people out there like that in the ice. You act like that, ain't like that. There's people who can't cook and clean. They just there.
Right.
Well, I mean, you made that choice. You should have found out those things before you got involved.
Yeah, if you want to go one more part, just the last part, you got part 4, you can do it.
We'll go one more part.
All right, tell me commercial break.
Before?
I got two. If you do a part 4, you got to do 2 more segments.
This probably be a 2-7 part.
All right.
When we come back, Hard 4. All that sports, Lee Ice, D. Marie, Sharon, and the big dog. We'll be right back.